Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are here and I just last week posted my old sketchbook tour for my third old sketchbook, and if anyone's curious, that will be on my channel if you want to check that out. That was my last video where I was looking through it, and I really like to do redraws of the art I see in some of my past sketchbooks. And so I picked out a couple of pieces that I wanted to try and redraw today. And this first one that I chose, I don't know, that specific drawing of that girl was, I think it was just a random girl that I saw. But it's always been one that is always like drawn my eye. And I remember like whenever I first did it, I was like really proud of it. And I really liked the colors that I chose too. So it made me really want to try to redraw it myself. I decided though this time around that I really wanted to completely color the skin in, because in the original one I just used like a pen and I mainly just like outlined it and stuff. But I really wanted to completely color the skin because I love like drawing like off colored skin, you know, of like random colors. It's like really fun. And it's like really satisfying for me too to like shade it and everything too. So yeah, I decided to do that for this one as well. And also I just really like, I don't know if those are supposed to be like, I don't know what these types of ears are. I guess you could consider them like elf ears almost, or like, because I don't know what animal is. I don't freaking know. I'm gonna call them elf ears for now. But I really like the little elf ears that this character has too. I think they're really cute. And I was also deciding too with like the hair, because in the original one the hair is like mostly white, which I ended up changing. I ended up making a little bit more pink, which I do kind of regret. Like I do kind of wish I made it a little bit more lighter, because I do kind of like the white hair. Originally I was gonna have like that front section that I kind of outlined out. I originally was just gonna have that be like, I was gonna do like 2 different tones, but I ended up not doing that, which part of me kind of wishes I did now. But I also I really wanted to stick with the very limited color palette, and I didn't want to add a whole bunch of grays. So that's kind of why I didn't, because I wanted to still shade the hair. So instead I just do this like pink hair, which, you know, I don't mind as much. I do kind of wish though too, like, I think I messed up on the back of her head, because I think I made her like head a little bit too small on the top. I think it should have like extended a little bit more, because like I like her really, really crazy curly hair. I think it's cute. But I had so much fun though coloring this, and I'm also, I don't know if you've seen my videos, but this is a brand new sketchbook I just started. It's an ELO sketchbook, because I finally finished my current sketchbook that I'm working on. Finally finished it. I'm very excited. It was a long process, but yeah, I hopefully will also have that video out soon. I just posted a sketchbook tour, so I'll probably end up waiting a little bit, but it'll definitely be out next month. But yeah, I really also just really liked outlining it, and it was a lot of fun. And I also had like these little freckles and stuff too, which I thought were really cute. But overall, yeah, I'm like really like how this turned out. So this one was a little bit different because, shockingly, I did some animals, which I do not do often. But I don't know what I wanted to do. I didn't just want to do all people for this like spread, so I wanted to add a little bit of variety in there. So I decided to do this one of these deer that I saw, which I'm actually pretty sure in the original drawing sketch I did, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be a fox in the front, but I decided to only do like, I think there's like a fox and then 2 deer, but I decided just to do deer for this one. But I'm actually like really, really happy with how this one turned out. Like, it's like one of my favorite things. I did. I've always really loved like deer, and I've drawn them in the past because I don't know, I love how like they look. They're so cute, and they're fun to draw, but I usually like struggle a lot. But like the sketch turned out really good, and I think I don't know. I think maybe also because like I was already previously sketching before I did this one, so I think my hand was just like, I was like in like a good headspace, I guess, and I was like warmed up, so the sketch turned out really good. And then like also the outline, I'm really happy with how the outline with the Prismacolor pencil turned out also. Like I really took my time with it. And I always have a really hard time shading like fur and stuff because you like for my style too, like I obviously like I simplify, like I'm not gonna add every single strand of like fur or hair, I guess. I don't know if you consider it fur that they have, but so that was an interesting challenge too, like trying to figure out like how much I want to add and but also not like overly complicate it. But no, I'm like so happy with how it turned out. And I also ended up adding like little I had like more detail too with the Prismacolor pencil over it too, so it has like a nice soft look. And yeah, I'm just so happy with how these turned out. Like I was like surprising myself. I was like, oh my gosh, I actually like drew these animals and I'm like proud of them. It was like really fun. And I always love drawing like the deer eyes. It's just like such a fun shape to make and everything. And also I realize now too that the deer in the, well, yeah, it doesn't really make sense because like it's technically in the foreground, but their ear is behind the other deer because I didn't want to cover its mouth because I liked how its mouth turned out. And that deer is like way too big because I could like make the excuse that it's closer to the camera, but it's obviously not really, so it doesn't really make sense, but I don't care, it's fine. I didn't want to like I almost just said delete. I didn't want to erase the sketch that I did because I was really happy with it, so I'm a lazy artist, okay? But yeah, I think recently too though, I just I think it might be because I finished my sketchbook and I'm starting this new one, that I just got like, I've been like really inspired again, and I just forgot how like nice and smooth the ELO sketchbook paper is, and it's so satisfying to do like liner on it and color on it. But I will say it was a big, like I was like shocked by how much of a big adjustment it is to go back to using such a small sketchbook again, because my previous sketchbook that I was working on for this past like year was like so big, and it was just, it's so bizarre to like go back to such it, like this ELO sketchbook feels so much smaller, so it was kind of difficult. I had to like draw and make sure I sketch a lot smaller to fill like all the stuff I wanted to on these 2 pages. So that was like a new adjustment that I had to kind of have to figure out, but it was really fun still, and I had a lot of fun with both of these. I also too added a little bit of a background on this one too, which I'm also like really happy with. I don't know, I was shocked how much I like how this one turned out. But yeah, I really like the way that I decided to make the background more just colored pencil because I wanted it to look softer so that it didn't completely overshadow like the deer on the front. And originally I was gonna make it watercolor, but watercolor doesn't work the best in the ELO sketchbook like directly, so instead I decided to do marker, which I'm happy with. And I also really like the way the marker blended in with the pencil in the background too. It kind of smeared it, but I kind of like how that looked in the end. So yeah, overall though, I'm really happy with this one. It has a very soft, warm look to it, which I love. This one really drew my eye because I really loved, once again, just like the really simple color palette. I really liked the way that the pink came out on that page too in that sketchbook. I remember saying in the original like sketchbooks that I did that like the highlighters that I was using in that book like really popped on that paper. And it had such a cute like bubblegum pink. I don't know, it just really drew my eye, and I also really liked the movement of the dress that character, which was another just made up character. It's not based off of anything that I made. I also like really wanted to try to recreate that one also. But I overall decided on this one that I wanted to keep the color palette. Also, like I wanted to keep it very plain looking, but I decided in the end that I actually wanted to, instead of leaving the dress that she's wearing white, I wanted to make it black instead, because I think leaving it white was just a little bit too plain. Like I wanted to add something to it, but I originally was gonna do gray, but then I decided that I was gonna make it all black. And this also has a very like, I don't know, like not 1920s, more like probably like 50s, maybe 40s, 50s vibe a little bit. I think I was also in my head thinking like ballerina, but it looks more like 50s, I think. And I decided to, because I don't know, I like to make myself take longer than it needs to be. I wanted to do her dress in pencil, because I could have done like I could have made it marker like everything else, but I really wanted a texture to her dress. And also, like I was saying before, like the way that the pencil lays down on this paper is just so satisfying and smooth. So I'm actually really happy that I decided to just pencil it in. Also, this was really good practice for me because it's been a while since I've done like just colored pencil. Like just doing that, like, nothing else on top of it. Like I usually blend like mostly marker and then I'll add a little bit of color pencil, but and I was like remembering how to color in color pencil and make it as smooth as possible. And it was really fun actually, and it was very like therapeutic actually. It kind of makes me want to do more just plain colored pencil stuff. It's very time consuming because, you know, it takes a long time, especially when you have a lot of space to color things in. But it is like once you get into the groove of it, it's like very like cathartic actually, and it's like really relaxing. And I had a lot of fun. I'm actually really happy that I decided to make a colored pencil in the end, because again, I like the texture a lot on this. And I'm also really, really happy with how that dress like shape turned out. I think it looked really cute, and I do kind of wish I added maybe a little bit more detail into the lace. I've like never drawn lace. I kind of want to like try practicing that more and making it more detailed. But I ended up deciding against it because I didn't want it to take away from everything else. I also really like how the hair on this one turned out. I thought it turned out really cute. Like the very swooshy, like bangs, very like Ariel bangs. I decided to add. And yeah, just like the flow of the hair, I thought was really cute. And also for like a lot of these, I tend to make the poses very similar. I think this one too, I added a little bit. I ended up cheating and I hid both her hands. So that was a classic little trick I pulled that I used to do all the time. I incorporated into this too. I could have had her holding her dress, but I didn't. And then I just wanted that one, like, you know, pop of pink, obviously. I do kind of wish I chose a little bit lighter of a pink, because I did really love that original, like, bubblegum, really light pink, but in the end, I'm still, though, really happy with this. And I like how the bows turned out, too. I'm always sad, though, because I always draw dresses, like, from the front, so you can never see the way that bows look in the back, because they're covered, you know? I need to, like, draw things where, like, you can see everything in the back. But yeah, overall, really happy with this. I decided to keep everything else black and white. I shaded her skin a little bit, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, I really like how this one turned out too, and I like the flow of it a lot. on this one, I decided that I really wanted to do watercolor. Again, I was thinking about doing it directly in the book, but I decided against it, which I'm actually really, really happy I did, because, again, I don't think it would have turned out good in the sketchbook, because the ELO paper can't really handle watercolor very well. It does very weird. It, like, bubbles weirdly, and it makes, like, a weird, like, texture on the paper, so I decided to do this on a separate piece of paper. But this is probably my favorite one out of all of them I did. I was just like, again, I was just like on a roll. I just like was like very like just motivated to go, which is like very good, because I've been kind of going through a little bit of an art block recently. But I really liked the original drawing of this that I did with like the girl and the fish in her hair, which, again, I feel like that's definitely an idea people have done before. But yeah, I didn't base this specific character off of anything. But whenever I was first sketching this one, though, actually, I will say I was kind of struggling a little bit with the face. And I realized, too, that I was kind of doing a little bit of, like, same face syndrome with all the girls that I was drawing. Because I'm, like, I only drew girls on all these. And I kind of, sometimes I'll end up actually just, like, defaulting into a very similar facial shape and, like, a very similar nose. And I tend to, like, go with, like, the very, like, simple, like, button nose and then, like, the heart-shaped face type thing. And so on this one, I really wanted to try to change up the nose and everything, and I'm really, really happy with the way that the face on this one turned out. I really like it. And I don't know if this character is supposed to be, like, not like a god. I don't know. Maybe they are kind of like a god almost. I don't know what of. Or maybe they're just, like, an aquatic being or something, or maybe they're like a mermaid type situation. I don't freaking know. But I had so much fun on this one. Like, again, I don't use watercolor as much as I used to, but I wanted to keep, again, just a very simple color palette. I ended up making this a lot more purple than the original one is, because the original drawing is mostly blues. But I decided to add a lot more purple to it, which I'm really happy that I did that, because I really like the color palette on this one. I like how I really like the color that the hair turned out to be too, and how flowy it looked. And again, I was having so much fun too with, like, the line art on this one, and, like, the shading of it. And I just really like the color palette a lot. And I was having a really hard time too with drawing, like, the her forehead shape. Like, I was trying to look up like pictures of people underwater, but her hair doesn't really look like she's underwater. It kind of looks more like she's, like, upside down almost. But I imagine the hair, like, floating like that all the time, like, as it, like, always, even if she was, like, not in the water. It's always almost like moving, like it's its own, like, entity almost, I guess I would say. But yeah, no, I really like how soft also this one turned out, and the way that the hair strands happened and everything. And I'm just so happy with this one. Yeah, I think the face I'm most happy with. I love how it turned out. This final one here, again, it was just another, like, very simple, obviously 80s inspired look that I just really wanted to try to draw again, and I wanted to add a little bit more to the outfit itself. And I also wanted to completely add color to it and everything too, because the original one was just out of pen. And I decided to add more, like, detail in the clothing also. I wanted to give her kind of almost like a one piece, but then I added there's like a big billowy shirt I wanted to do over top of it. And the colors in this one, I don't know if I like it or not still. Like, the colors of her clothes, I'm kind of still like, I don't know, because it's kind of all over the place, but I do think that it works though still, and I'm happy with how it turned out. And another thing too, I wanted to play around with her hair more, because I do love, like, I'm not the biggest fan of, I don't know, I have a very, like, love-hate relationship with 80s fashion. There are aspects of it I really like. Like, I do think a lot of it is very cute, but there's also a lot of stuff I'm not the biggest fan of. But I do love, like, my gosh, my voice, I just, like, turned into a demon. I've been talking for so long. I've not talked this much in like days and my voice is literally dying. I did something I do love about the 80s though is I love like the hair. It's great. And so I was like looking up inspiration and oh god, I'm so happy with that hand too. Sorry. That hand turned out really good and I was really proud of it. But yeah, I was like really like I really wanted to like have a lot of fun with her hair. So I'm really happy with how her hair turned out in this in the end. It's really cute. And like yeah, I do really like this outfit though. I think it's really cute. Yeah, I do love like the workout clothes of the 80s. I think it's very cute. And I like the pose too. I think it turned out nice and I don't know, flowy is on the freaking word. I don't freaking know. But yeah, overall, very, very fun. I was debating whether or not I actually wanted to keep the bubble that she's blowing, but I decided to keep it because I thought it was cute. I really like the way that her eyes turned out too, though. And again, just like the line art, doing line art in this book is so satisfying. I don't know what it is about. It's like the paper is so smooth. It just glides so nicely. And it just like, it's so like, I don't know. It gives me like serotonin boosts. I don't know. It's so satisfying to do. My voice is dying so bad. Do you hear my voice just like cracking? I'm not sick at all. It's literally just because I've been talking for so long. I have not spoken in like days, I guess. And my voice is like freaking out right now. Are leg warmers like, I feel like they're not a thing as much anymore, right? I feel like some people still wear them though, right? I don't think I've ever worn leg warmers in my life. I haven't, no. I feel like this top is almost kind of a little bit more 70s than 80s, but I kept it in. And I made a mistake too because I accidentally colored in her bra where her bra is supposed to be. And originally I was just gonna leave it like so that she didn't have a bra on, but I was like, no, that's like literally the part of like the one piece that she's wearing underneath it. So I ended up deciding to just go over it, which I think it actually ended up working fine. And I outlined it too, so it was more apparent. So it didn't blend in as badly with the skin. And yeah, doing these like leggings was like really satisfying. I really like the way that her legs turned out. Just like the shape of them. Yeah, I was having a really good time with this whole spread. Like I had a lot of fun. And it was just a very satisfying experience, which is always nice when it comes to art, because I struggle a lot of the time. So to have one nice time where I'm not dying inside and wanting to tear my eyes out, I guess. I was going to say hair, but apparently my eyes, was nice. You know, it was nice to have a calming time for once in my life. And I added stripes because when am I not adding stripes in my friggin' art? Never. Not. The hair, I had a little bit of a jump scare at first because I was kind of aimlessly just throwing it down, but eventually it came around and I outlined it too, so it looks better than how it looks right now, I promise. But yeah, if you're still watching this, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're curious, again, my last sketchbook tour is on this channel. I also have a playlist of all these. I always do a little redraw video after an old sketchbook tour because I think it's cool to see how much I've changed. And also like the redraw videos are not going to be stopping anytime soon. I'm just saying, like, I have a lot of plans for them, so those are going to keep coming. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all again next week. Bye.